Morning, morning, morning. I hope you can hear me. I've got the headphones in again today, so hopefully it's coming through nicely and clearly. Akwaaba, my name is Mark, and yeah, we have another Sunday session. Today's Sunday, the 17th of January. Yeah, we're going to be focusing on the back today. If you're new to Akwaaba Yoga, please do go at your pace. Just try and focus on the breath and moving your body in alignment with the movement of your breath. Yeah, let's get cracking. Have some water handy and maybe a towel. And yeah, we're going to start in a seat position or on our knees. If you've got a block, have a block handy or a tall book. So again, this session is 45 minutes. So try and keep the flow nice and pacey. But again, if you're a beginner, do go at your own pace and just enjoy your time for the next 45 minutes on the mat. So come into a seat position or onto your knees. If you've got sore knees, feel free to put a towel behind just the crease of your knees, just to soften any tension in the knees. And start by just sitting up nice and tall. Just roll your shoulders back. That'd be just sit up tall and shine your chest to the sky. Place your hands on your thighs and just close your eyes. If anything, you're giving yourself time, whether it's 5 minutes or for the full 45, just to come to a bit of stillness, a bit of quiet, a bit of silence. Some of us might have been a tough week. Just to take a moment to just find yourself. Just be comfortable here in the seated position. Just take note of your breath going in and out of your body. Just going to inhale in through the nose. Hold it for a couple of seconds at the top. And then release the breath through the mouth. As you release, just feel the breath leaving your stomach. So you're breathing deep from the stomach. So inhale again through the nose. Just hold it there. And just sigh out. As you sigh, let your shoulders drop. Just let any frustrations or anxiety from the week just leave your body. Let's go for one more inhale. And exhale. If your eyes are closed, just blink them open. We are going to start by taking our right hand. It's going to lift our right arm all up to the side, the ceiling. Sit nice and tall, stretch as far as you can, and maybe just place your left hand to your left side and start to just arch over to the left side. So we're getting a nice stretch down the right side of the body. So inhale to lengthen, and exhale, see if you've got any more room. Just go a bit further over. Inhale to come back up. Just drop that right hand to the right side and just take the opposite side. So left arm goes up. Inhale to lengthen and exhale. Let's start to move over towards the right side of the room. You might have a slight bend in that right elbow. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to come a bit further over. Let's come back up to the top. Let's take both arms up to the sky this time. So again, feel this as someone's putting your arms up, drawing your abdomen here. And then start to take that interlace of the hands. So interlace your hands and place it behind your back. Start to shine your chest up towards the sky. On the inhale and on the exhale, start to round through the upper back. Start to bring and draw your elbows together. Drawing your navel from here. Bringing a nice stretch to the back of the neck. So you're not forcing your head down. Just a gentle bit of resistance of your head against your hands. On the inhale, is open up into cactus arms. So your elbows at right angle. Start to bring your shoulder blades together. Again, shine your chest up towards the sky. Really feel as if you're waking up in the morning. And on the exhale, bring it back. So interlace again behind the head. Draw the elbows together. Just want to stretch at the back of the neck. Let's go for one more. Again, your arms open up to right angles. Shine your chest up towards the sky. And exhale to release. Now I'm going to go for just a gentle twist. So we're going to take our right hand. Let's have right hand on the outside of your left knee or your left thigh if you can't quite reach. So inhale to lengthen up. So again, we're sitting nice and tall. And maybe just place your left hand. You might go behind you and touch the floor. If it doesn't touch the floor, feel free to place it on the block. And just use again the resistance of the hand, the right hand against the left thigh. Just start to motion your torso out towards the left side of the room. So again, inhale to lengthen. Exhale, see if you've got any more room to twist. So you're twisting from the lower back. Keep your chin just over your chest, so you're not twisting from the neck. And release. Let's take the other side. So this time we're taking the left hand onto the outside of the right thigh or the right knee. It's going to sit nice and tall again. Inhale to lengthen up. And exhale, start to twist over towards the right side. Again, keeping your chin over your chest. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Let's go for one more together. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. And in your next breath, just release out of that, shake out the arms. And we're going to come into a tabletop. So come onto your mat with your hands stacked underneath your shoulders, your knees placed underneath your hips, your shins on the floor, in that nice tabletop. On the inhale, we're going to start to roll the belly down. Take your tailbone up to the sky, lift your head up towards the front diagonal. And on the exhale, draw in your abdomen. Start to round through the back like an angry cat. Push your hands onto the mat, take your gaze to your navel. And reverse it. Inhale to look up. Exhale, again, draw in through your abdomen, take your gaze to your navel. So you come to the angry cat pose. And one more. Just undulate through the body. Inhale to look up. Exhale to draw in. Let's start to just rock forwards and back as we bring a bit more movement to the spine. Maybe sit down on your heels here as we come into child's pose. So your knees are apart and place your feet together. And you're aiming just to take your bum towards your heels. They may not reach. Just lengthen out through the arms. Just draw the arms forwards onto the mat. And start to shake out through the shoulders. Take a deep inhale in. And exhale out. On your next inhale, let's come back up to a tabletop. We're going to curl the toes under. Push our hands into the mat and come up for our first downward facing dog. So your tailbone is lifted up towards the sky. Your heels may not reach the mat. It's all good, don't worry about it. You're just aiming to energetically draw your heels down. So create the motion as if your heels are touching the mat. If they are, that's great. Just lengthen out through the arms. Find space in your back as you push your hands into the mat. On the inhale, let's come high on the toes. And exhale, start to bring your heels back down towards the mat. Again, inhale to come up high. Exhale to draw your heels down. On your next inhale, come up high on the toes. Start to walk your feet forward towards the front of your mat until they meet the hands. Just keep your feet at hip distance. Keep in that ragdoll position. Just start to sway from side to side. Let your head be heavy. You might want to take a slight bend in the knees. From here, let's just take out
hands into an interlace and just sit them on our back, on our lower back. We're going to come into a forward bend. So on the inhale, just look forward. Just come to halfway lift. Just look at the front of your mat. Lengthen out for your back. On an exhale, start to lean the body forward. Start to draw your head towards the shins. And maybe as you lengthen up through the arms, your hands start to lift up off your lower back. So you're just pinching in between the shoulders. And on your next breath, start to bring the hands back towards the lower back. Let them droop down towards the floor. Stay nice and heavy and loose. And let's start to just roll up, as we like to do, one vertebra at a time. Keep your head heavy, keep your hands heavy, your arms are long. Just roll up, one vertebra at a time. As you reach the top, start to roll the shoulders forward. So again, you're standing nice and tall. Face your palms forward. So standing in Tadasana here, mountain pose. You're nice and grounded into the mat. On the inhale, let's lift our hands, our arms up towards the ceiling. You can breathe beyond the fingers, take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, start to take your hands into a prayer position and bring it into your chest. We're going to go for some sun salutations, just to warm up the body. So on the inhale, take your prayer up towards the ceiling again on the inhale. And on the exhale, start to bring your prayer back through the chest. Start to bend through the hips as you come all the way down towards the mat. On the inhale, we're going to come to a halfway lift to place your hands on your shins. You can take your gaze towards the front of the mat. Just lengthen out your arms so your arms are nice and straight. On the exhale, release down. On the inhale, going to come straight back up. Go for some half suns, arms up high towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, bring your hands back to your chest in prayer. We go for 2 more of these. On the inhale, nice and tall with the hands. Let's take your prayer towards the sky. On the exhale, start to bend from the hips as you come all the way down. On the inhale, let's take our hands to the shins. Again, roll the shoulders back, lengthen up through the arms. So come to a halfway lift. On the exhale, release the torso back down. On the inhale, come nice and tall with the arms. Try and touch the ceiling. And on the exhale, bring your prayer to your chest. I'm going to go for 1 more. Inhale to lengthen up. And on the exhale, bend from the hips as you come all the way down again. On the inhale, let's come to a halfway lift. Hands to the shins. Lengthen out the arms. Take your gaze towards the front. Just hold it there for a couple of breaths. And on the exhale, place your hands at the front of the mat. I'm going to step the left foot back and drop the left knee towards the mat. Uncurl the left toes. Once you're nice and grounded, we're going to come up into a runner's lunge. So the right sole of the foot is on the mat. Start to lean the body forward as you come into that nice stretch into our hips on the left side. On the inhale, I'm going to draw the arms up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, I'm going to take the right arm back and then left hand forward. Coming into a nice twist here. On the inhale, I'm going to take the hands back up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, place your hands back at the front of the mat. Curl your left toes back under. And in one big leap, take your right foot to join your left at the back of the mat as we all meet in high plank. Let's just rock forwards and back. Just to switch on our core. On the next rock forwards, let's drop the knees to the mat. Uncurl the toes. Start to bend through the elbows as we bring our torso down towards the mat. On the inhale, we're going to push our hands into the mat as we come up into an upward facing dog. Really tuck your elbows in towards your body here. And on the exhale, curl the toes under. As we all meet again in that inverted V shape, that downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And exhale out. Remember, at any point, you can come back into child's pose. On the next inhale in, let's come up high on the toes. And together, let's step forwards towards the front of the mat. I'm going to come into a halfway lift again. So inhale, place the hands on the shins. Roll the shoulders back. Keep the back nice and straight. So you take your gaze towards the front of the mat. On the exhale, bring your torso back towards the mat. On the inhale, bend into the knees to come all the way up. Take the hands towards the sky. Exhale, take a prayer to our chest. On the inhale, let's lengthen up. Exhale, bend from the hips as you come all the way down to our forward fold. Inhale, we come up to our halfway lift, hands to our shins, roll the shoulders back. Engage through the core, just drawing your abdomen here. On exhale, place your hands at the front of the mat. This time we're stepping that right foot all the way back towards the back of the mat. And then drop your right knee to the mat and curl your right toes. Once you feel nice and grounded, let's start to lift the torso up off that left thigh as we find ourselves in runner's lunge on the other side. So feel free to lean the body forward as much or as little as your body is dictating and calling for today. On the inhale, let's start to draw the arms up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, this time we're going right arm forwards, left arm back. Brace any shakes or wobbles as we take the twist over towards the left side of the room. On the next inhale, let's draw both arms up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, place the hands again at the front of the mat. Let's curl the right toes under and lift up off that right knee. And one big leap. We're taking that left leg to join the right leg at the back of the mat. As you did on the other side, feel free to drop the knees, or if you're ready, come straight down to a low plank, but bending into the elbows. I'm going to push up into our upward facing dog. Again, tuck in your elbows, draw your chest through your arms. And on the exhale, push your hands into the mat, curl your toes under, and let's all meet again in our downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just lengthen out through the arms and then back a bit more. Take a deep breath in again. As you do, come high on the toes. And on the exhale, let's all step forward and meet together at the front of the mat. Well done, guys. On the inhale, let's come up to halfway lift, so hands to the shins. Roll the shoulders back. On the exhale, release down towards the mat. On the inhale, bend into the knees. Let's come nice and tall with the body. Taking the arms out towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, draw your prayer to your chest. Inhale to go nice and tall with the arms. Again, really breathe beyond the fingers. For this, if someone's putting you up by your hands. And on exhale, bring your prayer back through your chest. Bend from the hips as you come all the way down again. Inhale to come to a halfway lift, so hands to the shins. Lengthen out through the arms. On the exhale, place your hands at the front of the mat. Step your left foot back. Step your right foot to join your left. As together we all meet in our high plank. Just rock forwards and back on the toes here. On your next rock forwards, let's all drop our knees, uncurl the toes, and bend into the elbows as we come to a low plank. Again, I'm going to push up into our upward facing dog. Again, try not to collapse into the shoulders. Draw your elbows in towards your chest. And on the exhale, let's all meet again in our downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And exhale out. On the next inhale, you're going to lift that right leg up. So just parallel with the mat. We're not going too tall. And on the next breath, we're going to start to Draw that right knee all the way through and place that right foot at the front of the mat. However you might get there, whether it's a couple of steps, let's all meet together. Let's come. Once you feel nice and grounded, we're going to start to lift the torso up. You're keeping a bend in that right knee as we come up and meet together in crescent lunge. So your left leg is nice and straight. If you've got a slight bend in your knee, that's all good, but you're nice and high on your back toes. Once you feel nice and grounded, start to lift your arms up towards the ceiling as we'll meet in crescent lunge. We're holding here for 2 more breaths. So again, embracing these shakes or wobbles. If you fall out, just feel free to come back into the pose. And on your next breath, we're going to start to come into warrior 1. So drop that left heel towards the mat. You're keeping that bend in that right knee. That left leg is straight. You're taking your right arm forward. Sorry, coming to warrior 2. Your right arm forward and your left arm's back. Just find your focal point at the front of the room. Just pick a spot on the wall. Or maybe take a gaze over your middle finger. On the inhale, flip that right palm over. Let's start to take it into reverse warrior as it comes up and over. Let's take our left hand to the left hip. And on the exhale, let's come back into warrior 2. Right forward, left arm back. Now we're going to take an interlace of our hands behind our backs. We're going to lengthen that through the arms. Let's start to shine our chest up towards the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to come to humble warrior. Start to lean your chest forward so it sits inside of your right thigh. Just go as far as your body, again, is calling for. Just go towards your edge. If it's there for you to lift your arms up off your lower back, then go for it. Again, we focus on a few stretches in the neck and the upper back, the shoulders to start. This is also a nice stretch for your right hamstring, right hip flexor. On your next breath in, see if you can engage through your core. Start to lift your body back up. And let's all meet again in warrior 2. So right arm goes forward, left arm goes back. And let's cut all the hands down towards the front of the mat. We're going to step that right foot back in one big leap. If you've got to take a couple of steps, that's all good. And let's all meet again in our high plank. Going to walk forwards and back on the toes. And our next walk forwards. Again, feel free to drop the knees. Or let's all come into a low plank. So bend into the elbows. We're going to push up into our upward facing dog. Shining our torso through our chest. And on the exhale, we're going to curl the toes under as we will meet again in our downward facing dog. So just through the practice, our heels have moved ever so slightly a bit closer towards the mat if they're not reaching. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. On your next breath in, it starts to lift that left leg so it's parallel with the mat. You're curling your toes in towards your face. You're gauging through your left leg. And on your next breath, as we did on the other side, start to take that left knee through the body. And placing that left sole of the foot at the front of the mat. Now maybe on the other side, it may have been a bit tough. The modification you can use is you can come down onto that right knee before coming up into crescent lunge. So once you feel nice and grounded, start to lift your arms up towards the ceiling. Stay nice and tall with your torso. Engage as much as you can through your lower abdomen and your high and your back toes.
If it's there for you to come up into crescent lunge by lifting that right knee off the mat, then go for it. And we're just holding. We're building strength in our legs here, and also patience. Sometimes it's easy if we're experienced to speed through the class. And the biggest challenge sometimes is taking things slowly. On your next breath, as we did on the other side, and come into warrior two. So drop that right heel towards the mat. So your right foot is pointing out towards 2 o'clock. Keep that bend in that left knee. Once you feel nice and grounded, this time you're taking your right arm back and your left arm forward. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. On your next breath in, let's come to reverse warrior. So flip that left palm over. Let's start to seesaw it up. Take your gaze towards the left hand. Maybe place that right hand so it sits just on the crease of your hip. And on your next breath, let's come back. So left arm forward, right arm back. And as we did on the left side, we're going to come up. We're going to come into humble warrior. So take an interlace again of your hands so it sits just behind your lower back. Feel nice and grounded in the legs. On the inhale, lengthen out through the arms. Start to shine your chest up towards the sky again. Get drawing your shoulder blades together. You're maintaining that bend in that left knee. And start to bring your torso so it sits inside of your left thigh. Again, just go towards your edge here. You're not in competition with anyone or yourself. Just enjoy the stretch you're bringing to your body this morning. If it's there, if you just lift your hands up off your lower back, then feel free to bring your hands and your arms up and over. Take a deep inhale in and exhale. On your next inhale, again, use your core, engage for your core to start to draw your body back up. And as all come again into warrior two, left arm back, left arm forward, sorry, right arm back. We're going to cartwheel the hands down towards the front of the mat. And one big leap, if it's there for you, if you can, let's take our left foot to join our right foot at the back of the mat. Let's walk forwards on the toes. Again, feel free to bring your knees to the mat or just come straight down into a low plank. You're bending into your elbows to a right angle. You're pushing our hands into the mat as you come up for our upward facing dog. You want to curl the toes under as we all meet in downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale in and exhale out. As we're testing our patience, we're going to just drop onto our knees. And together, we're all going to meet in child's pose to bring our toes together. And start to bring your torso in between your knees. Just bring your forehead towards your mat. It may not reach. If you've got a book or a block handy, feel free to place your forehead on a block. And just start to walk your hands forward. And then rest your forearms onto the mat. Just take notice of your heartbeat here. On your next breath, start to, without moving any other part of your body, start to walk your hands over towards the left side of the mat. So again, you're bringing a stretch down the right side of your body. Maybe place your right hand on top of your left hand. Your forehead is still on the mat. Just bring a gentle stretch down the right side of your body. And let's switch. Let's walk the hands back towards the center. Again, your forehead is still on the mat, but this time you're walking your hands over towards the right side. It's like right diagonal. This time, maybe place your left hand on top of your right hand as you bring a stretch down the left side of your body. Bring our hands back towards center. On the next inhale, let's all push up as we all meet in our tabletop. So our knees are stacked underneath our hips.
Let's curl our toes under and lift up to our downward facing dog. You're going to come into a gentle twist. So on the inhale, come up high on the toes and walk forward towards the front of the mat. So from here, let's bend as much as you need to into your knees. We're aiming to take our right hand, place our right hand, just take the underside of our left foot. If you can't quite reach, take your right hand and place it on the outside of your left shin. So again, if you're not reaching, just bend as much as you need to into your knees. On the inhale, just create length and start to draw your left hand up towards the sky, maintaining the grip of your hand against the outside of the left shin. Or again, take your right hand on the underside of your left foot. As much as you can, just lengthen out through your right arm as you come to a nice twist and open up through your shoulders again. You're twisting from your lower back. And on the exhale, start to release that left arm back down. Maintain that bend in your knees as you take the other side. This time you're taking left hand on the outside of the right shin. Or if it's there for you, if you can bend as much as you can to your knees, take the left hand just underneath the underside of the right foot. And this time you open up the body to the right side of the room. As you lift your right arm towards the ceiling, maybe take your gaze up towards your right hand, or take your gaze down towards the floor, but feel the resistance of the left hand as you lengthen out through that left arm. You open up through your right shoulder and bring your arms back down towards the mat. We're going to come into a halfway lift, take our hands towards our shins, lengthen out through the arms. You can draw in your belly, take your gaze towards the front of the mat. And on the exhale, bring your arms back down. On the inhale, bend into the knees. Let's come nice and tall, lengthen out through the whole body. And on the exhale, bring your hands to your chest. On the inhale, go nice and tall with the hands again. On the exhale, bend from the hips as you come all the way down to a forward fold, at Uttanasana. Inhale, take your hands to your shins for your halfway lift. Hands to shins, roll your shoulders back, lengthen out through your arms. And on the exhale, place your hands in the front of the mat. Step the left foot back. Step your right foot back as we all meet in our high plank. Swap forwards and back on the toes. Just gauging through the core. On your next swap forwards. Again, feel free to drop the knees. If you do want that challenge, if you haven't done it yet, let's start to bend into the elbows for a low plank. I'm going to push up into an upward facing dog. Roll the shoulders back. And on the exhale, curl the toes under as we meet in our downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. And exhale out. On your next inhale, start to roll through the toes as we all meet in a high plank. You might have to walk your feet a bit further back. Once we're all in high plank together, let's start to bend into the elbows. Let's slowly come down towards the mat for 3, 2, 1. Let's all bring ourselves flat on the mat. Take our gaze over towards the left side of the room. Place your arms either side of you. Just bring a nice gentle stretch into your neck here. Just switch sides. Start to take your gaze over towards the right side of the room. And let's all come into our chins, just at the front of the mat. Or if you're on your carpet or your towel. Just point out through your toes. And on the inhale, just start to lift that left foot up. Oops, that left foot. Keeping that left leg straight. See how high you can lift it up off the floor. And then bring it back down. Bring your strength to your lower back here. This time go to the right side. So the right foot, the right leg comes up nice and high. Engage for your toes, engage for your quads. Bring it back down. Let's go for one more on each side. Left leg lifts. And bring it back down towards the mat. Let's go for the right side. On inhale, lift. And exhale, bring it down. Let's try and go for both feet now. Again, it might just come off the mat 1 inch. But let's give it a try. On the inhale, start to lift up. Both legs. Keep your chin towards the mat. When you engage and turn on every muscle in your legs and your toes, bring your legs back down towards the mat. And again, let's go for one more. Inhale to lift your legs up. And exhale to release. Now start to draw your arms forward towards the front of the mat. Let's come back into cactus arms. So your arms are flat on the mat. Your hands are facing the floor. Your elbows at a right angle. This time I'm going to come up with the upper body, lifting the arms, the torso, the chin. And also, if you can, bring your legs into the equation. Just draw your shoulder blades together. And on the exhale, come back down. Let's go for 2 more. Inhale to come up. Exhale to come back down. Inhale to come up. 1 more. I'm going to hold for 3, for 2. Try and draw your shoulders a bit further closer. For 1. Well done. Let's come back down towards the mat. Let's place our hands underneath our shoulder blades. Let's push up into our upward facing dog. Nearly there. And on the exhale, again, curl the toes under as we meet in our downward facing dog. Well done, guys. On the inhale, let's just walk walk the feet forward to meet the hands. And slowly start to bend into the knees. Let's come into a seated position as we sit on our bums and straighten out through our legs. Shake out the legs here. If you can, just sit nice and tall for your body. Draw your shoulders back. We're going to start by coming into the right side. So lift the right arm up and the left arm up. Take a deep inhale in. And on the exhale, start to fold forward over that left leg. So you're not going for any kind of strength here. You're just letting your body hang as far forward as it will go. Your hands are flat on the mat. Let your head be heavy. And I just bring a bit of engagement into the left hamstring. So if you've got a towel handy, feel free to take opposite ends of the towel. You can wrap it around the underside of your left foot. Or just take your hands to the outside of either your thigh or your calf. On the inhale, going to lengthen up, keep a nice straight back, and start to just bring your chest forward. If you can, grab the underside of the left foot and go for it. So engage through your left quad here. And create a bit more room in your left hamstring. Again, roll your shoulders back so you're not slouched into the pose here. And this together, let's just release. Just go for the other side. So again, you're sitting nice and tall. Lift your arms up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, we're going to start to lean forward. And just let your body be heavy. You're not exerting any pressure or any strength here. Just letting gravity take control. And when you're ready, again, curl your toes in towards your face. And just with both hands, either take the outside of your right thigh, the outside of your calf. Or if it's there for you to grab the underside of your right foot and go for it. So you can curl your toes in on the inhale, lengthen up. So you're nice and straight in your back, and exhale, start to draw your torso forward towards your right shin. Take one more breath in and exhale. Let's come back up into a seated position. I'm going to come into a seated twist. So start to lift up and bend up through your right knee. So the right sole of the foot is flat on the mat. So we're going to lift that right foot up and over our left thigh. So your right foot is up and over your left thigh. Start to lengthen up through your left arm. I'm going to use the crease of our elbows just to lean forward and wrap it around our right knee. Once you've got that, start to place your right hand behind you. On the inhale, we're going to lengthen up. Again, just keep your chin over your chest. And exhale, twisting from the lower back over towards the right side of the room. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. On your next breath, we release the grip of the elbow. Lengthen up through that right leg. This time taking the other side. So bend up through your left knee as far as you can. I'm going to lift that right foot up and over. Sorry, your right foot. There I go again. Mix my left and right. Lifting that left foot up and over that right thigh. I'm going to put opposite side this time. You're lifting your right arm up towards the ceiling. And again, using the crease of the elbow just to wrap around your left knee. If you're not quite reaching, feel free to use the hand on the outside of the left shin. Placing your left arm behind you. Sit nice and tall. Engage for your lower abdomen to find a bit more space. Keep my chin over our chest. And inhale, we're going to lengthen. Exhale, we're going to twist over towards our left side. So again, we're finding that twist from the lower back. And on your next breath, let's release out. Place your legs straight ahead of you. Slowly, just engaging for the core. Start to bring your back down towards the mat. Let's come flat on the mat. Before we finish up, hopefully you're still here with me. And out of breath today, we're going to come into a supine twist. So I'm going to bend up into that right knee. Just take and interlace the hands as you find some space in your right hip. And take the left hand on the outside of the right knee and start to draw that right knee at a right angle up and over your body. Your knee doesn't have to touch the floor. Again, if you've got a block, feel free to place your knee on the block. Otherwise, place your left hand on the outside of your right knee. Take your right hand over towards the right side of the room. And take your gaze over towards your right hand as you come to a supine twist. It's a lovely stretch for your lower back here. You might hear a couple of clicks or pops. That's all good. And you'll start to bring that right knee back in. Give it one final hug in. And straighten it back out. Let's just take the other side. So draw that left knee in. And then take the right hand on the outside of that left knee. Take it up and over the body, over towards the right side of the room. Again, just take it towards your edge. You're not in any competition with anyone. Take your right hand on the outside of the left knee. Your left arm spread out towards the left side of the room. Take your gaze over towards your left hand. Again, you're creating a nice stretch for your lower back here, out for your body in this twist. Slowly, let's come back. Let's lengthen out both legs towards the front of the mat. Lie you flat on your back. Take your arms either side of your body. Remove any props. And just for the next 30 seconds or so, we're going to just close our eyes as we come into Shavasana. Our final pose. Release any deep breathing, any ujjayi breath. Take one final inhale in through the nose and exhale everything out through the mouth. Let's just stay here together for the next 20 seconds or so. Just feel nicely supported by the mat. Feel free to stay here with your eyes closed. There's no need to rush out. If you're ready, I'll start to bend the knees in towards the chest. Take one final hug in. Maybe massage out for your lower back. By taking your knees in a clockwise, then an anti-clockwise position. Just bring some love to your lower back here. And then let's rock up onto our bums. They can come into a seated position. If you've got a block, you want to sit on the block, feel free to go for that. Let's draw our hands together as we come to prayer. Take the prayer into our chest. Close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. And again, no matter if you did it for 5 minutes, if you were dipping in and out, if you managed a full 45, just again, thank yourself for giving yourself the time to turn up today. Bring movement to your body and support one another virtually from afar via YouTube. Thank you and have a great week ahead. Just blink open your eyes. All done for another Sunday sesh. A couple minutes over, sorry about that. Yeah, 45 minutes does go a bit quick, but I'm all good at that. Welcome to D-Man. Hi, Tanya. Kofi, Joseph. It's a pleasure to have everyone join in today. I don't know if Natalie Palmer's there. I think it's your birthday towards the end of December, or the beginning of January. Happy birthday to Natalie if you tuned in. Yeah, done and dusted. It was a pleasure to be on the mat with you today. And once again, thanks for your support, your energy from afar. Again, let's just keep our bodies moving. There's loads of great videos on YouTube as well that you can check out. If you check out my Instagram, I follow quite a few great yogis who do some great stuff to help vary out the practice. Some a bit shorter, some a bit longer. So yeah, let's just keep moving whilst we're in lockdown. If you've missed any of the previous ones, they are still on YouTube. Feel free to hit the like button, subscribe if you can, spread the word. It's great to be part of the Akwaaba Yoga family. Word up to, my eyes are going bad. Is it Capone, Lydia? Love to have you with us, Lydia. House of, my eyes are gone. I need to get some glasses. Anyway, I'm going to keep talking unless I stop now. Have a great Sunday. And I'll see you next week for a 45-minute flow. And hit me back with any feedback so I know what to do more or less of. Cheers, guys. Take care.